Once upon a time there was a town called Ravenswood, which was famous for its historic past and rich architecture. However, there was a dark secret that lurked behind the stone walls of the old buildings. The people of Ravenswood carefully avoided a certain ruined house in the woods, known as the House of the Damned. No one really knew why, but there were rumors that had circulated for generations that this house was haunted by the spirits of those who had lived there and died violently. One day, a young woman named Emily decided to find out the truth about the house. She had a passion for local history and was intrigued by the stories she had heard. She decided to enter the house, despite repeated warnings from her friends and family. When she entered the house, she was immediately gripped by a sensation of freezing cold. There were cobwebs everywhere, and the air was heavy and stifling. She saw blood on the walls and bones on the floor. She began to explore the house, but the further she went, the more uncomfortable she felt. Suddenly, she heard strange noises coming from upstairs. She climbed the creaky wooden steps and came to a dark hallway. She saw a door ajar at the end of the hallway. She slowly approached it and peeked inside. What she saw made her scream in terror. There were dead bodies hanging from the walls and severed heads on the shelves. She turned to flee, only to find a dark figure standing before her. It was a man dressed in black, with red eyes that glowed in the darkness. He reached out to her, and she passed out. When she woke up, she found herself in her room at home. She couldn't remember anything after seeing the man in the haunted house. She shuddered at the thought of what she had seen and decided never to return to the House of the Damned. However, she wasn't the only one who was drawn to the haunted house. There were other curious people who had been intrigued by the stories and rumors that circulated about the house. Some of them had also disappeared after entering the house. Emily decided to conduct her own investigation to find out the truth about the house. She began talking to people in town and searching through archives to find information about the history of the house. What she discovered made her shiver with horror. The house had been built in the 18th century by a wealthy landowner named Richard Blackwood. He was known for his lust for power and his cruelty to his employees and the townspeople. He had built the house to satisfy his inner demons and had committed horrific acts there, such as human sacrifice and satanic rituals. Emily realized that the spirits of Blackwood's victims were still haunting the house. They were trapped for eternity in this cursed place, luring curious people to kill them. She realized that she was lucky to have made it out alive. She decided to share this information with the local authorities and the entire town in order to put an end to the curse of the House of the Damned. The people of Ravenswood gathered to burn the house to the ground. As the flames consumed the house, Emily saw the spirits of the victims emerge from the house, seemingly free of their eternal captivity. Since that day, there have been no more strange disappearances in Ravenswood. The townspeople have learned to respect the stories and rumors that circulate about the House of the Damned and to avoid venturing there. Emily, on the other hand, has decided to dedicate her life to studying local history and helping people understand the dark secrets of their town. Thank you for listening to this story. If you also like to write stories, to narrate them, then do not